and every time we're gonna still complain. Like, I don't know what's.
Come on. So good. Good morning. I hope you guys are doing good. You know, it's one heck of a morning right now. You know, it's one heck of a morning. To be quite honest, it's not necessarily a good. It's not necessarily a good. It's not a good morning. It is a morning, but not a very good one, to be quite honest, because at this point I took a loss in the morning, not so long ago. I took a loss on gold, and it's not looking good. It's not looking good, to be honest. I think this also comes to the point of what becomes my worst feeling about being a signal provider. What is my worst feeling about being a signal provider is having to update deadlines that we took a loss. That's one of the other things that I find it hard to do, but at the end I just need to do it. Because I can't just leave them hanging there. But we're just gonna jump in and just talk about gold. What are my points? What are my perspective? And what is the structure saying? You know, I also took like I took a trade right now, like sort of out of emotion. I think it's wrong what I did right now. To be honest, what I did right now, it's totally wrong, because I might even experience another loss at this point, because it's just too crazy. Like, imagine an early morning loss. That's not nice. I thought maybe price was just gonna like push above from this point, and it just failed to do that. You know, like at some point I'm like, the loss that I took, it wasn't worth taking. To be honest, it wasn't worth taking. And right now, just looking at how price is moving, it can reject, like strongly reject to the downside. But if it rejects back to this point, I'll just close whatever that I placed in, because I think one of the other things that makes me wonder a lot is because of we are moving into the last day, or rather we are not even moving into the last, but we are in the last day of September, and looking at the technical spec, we do have like a daily, so like we only have daily and monthly. I haven't checked the weekly time frame. Yeah, it means we have daily, weekly, and also the monthly time frame, which says we are still in a long position. But with regards to like let me check 4 hours. I haven't really like checked also 4 hours. Let me check 4 hours. Okay, it's also 4 hours. 4 hours daily, weekly, monthly. We're still in a bullish bullish move. But with regards to like 1 hour going downwards, like from 1 hour going downwards, we're still in sales, which is some of the other things that I was like concerned about after taking the loss. Because you must understand that after taking a loss from this point, because structure wise, looking at structure wise under like those time frames, I won't go to like 1 hour, because I don't like 1 hour. I mean, I don't go to like daily time frames. I don't like daily time frames because it's just too clustered or doesn't have like really proper confirmations and everything. But like looking at like the daily, especially 3 minutes, 15 minutes time frame, like the price on its own, like we do have this high as under like under this 4 hours. It's a proper high, a solid rejection high. Under 15 minutes it's a solid rejection high, but I do doubt that under 3 minutes it's a strong high. Like it's just a weak high. So from my side, I'm still looking at price actually doing what? I'm still looking at price creating a new higher high, because from Friday I also mentioned one part on my status to say that if price on Friday had it actually failed to close below these areas, then we are actually looking at price pushing back above, because it failing to close below, it means that under daily time frames or any higher time frame that you can even think of, it's part of a rejection. So it wasn't a solid it wouldn't have been a confirmation of price pushing upwards if price had actually closed above this current price right here that I marked out on Friday. What happened is that price did exactly what I was looking for. I was actually looking for price to actually do what? I was looking for price to actually close above this current price, right? This price right here, this lowest price right here. It did just that. It actually just tapped back inside and then went back and closed around this point. It was around, when market closed on Friday, it was around this area. So it actually closed above, meaning that whatever setup that I had on Friday, which was this one, unfortunately I do have the, do I have it there? This is the setup that I had on Friday before all of this direction movement. Like my expectations from Friday was that price has to push back up, right? Unfortunately it's still loading. We just have to wait a little bit, let it load. You see, like from Friday my expectations was that gold would have to just push back up, and then being the fact that under 15 minutes, looking at 15 minutes, I was only looking at two confirmations, which was from this area, and also looking at marking out that first valid price. That was the only prices that I was actually looking for gold to reach, especially this week, if not just in a day. I know it's like a long-term price, like it can reach it in one day, it cannot. So either way, that was my main focus for the day, before even going back to the previous higher high, which is the all-time high. I was just focusing on price reaching those areas. But then if you look at the current price, it didn't even tap back to that. It just rejected from below that area. And then I did look at some few points or some few things as to could I have actually gotten into there, but I see that from my side I don't clearly have any enough solid confirmations for the sales under 15 minutes, but it only holds under 1 hour time frame as a rejection under 1 hour time frame, which from my point, even now I'm still doubting that it will have to hold as a strong sell. Well, that's what I'm still doubting at this point. It will still hold as a strong sell, because obviously it didn't necessarily close on a daily time frame below this price. So we're still looking at price creating a new higher high, but then we need to still be cautious about where are we targeting our current prices on gold, which for me personally is still around these areas. But if it fails, then it's another loss, because I do understand 1 hour time frame. It's simple. 1 hour time frame, it's saying it's like a long-term sale, and I try to break down the charts like under this time frames, this 1 hour time frame, before I can even talk about the Fibonacci under 1 hour, right? I try to mark up this price right here, considering trend lines, just to understand the current price breaking below or anything like that. So I took a look at what is honestly happening right here. We do have a strong low and also a weak low right here, creating a weak trend line, hence we see a break below, right? And then from just looking at the price just actually giving us a break below, and then I went in to see what is going on under this higher, what's this thing, this, not even a high, basically this 1 hour time frame. I did look at what was happening from this price, and I see that okay, from this price did not really engulf this candlestick, because according to how I go about trading breakout and retests trend lines, I see that okay, price did not confirm any drop, or it didn't give us any shift of price to the downside. So from just looking at that, price failed to do exactly that. I see that okay, now it means that honestly, if by any chance we were looking at price actually rejecting to the downside, we could have actually we're looking for a retest. And then from this retest, from my point of view, looking at things, it's quite tricky at this point, because from my side, we do need, or rather, let me just say that from my side, looking at like a higher time frame perspective, and just looking at the principles of how to trade trend lines and everything according to how I trade, literally this thing says that because okay, let me do this. I'm gonna take you through the setup from this side, and I want you to look at something. From my side, I'm still looking at price pushing upwards, right? And I'm gonna show you the stop loss from the trend line, just the stop loss from just using the trend line. I'm gonna show you the stop loss using the trend line. From this part, it says that since, well, if we consider this whole part of candlesticks as a retest, right, because obviously you can see from us it looks like it actually broke back in, and then the one that actually broke out was this last candlestick, this one, right? And yep, looking at it, it's also engulfing, right? So it means that by any chance it's the one that was actually confirming a breakout, and the one that confirmed an engulfing candlestick for continuation of price is this candlestick. And from according to this one, it says that the stops for that price is right here. So according to this, it even says that one could have actually entered right here. What am I doing? According to the trend line principle, it says that one could have entered right here, and then their stops are where? It says that their stops are right here. And according to me, you can't even be doing gold and then you expect to put a stop loss that's over 1,000. Like that's a big loss from my side. But according to this, it says that the stop loss has to be around that price, and then your expectations in terms of like exits, according to the trend line, from just looking at the hourly time frame, it says that now we need to be looking at the recent lowest price, right? And from my point of view, the recent lowest price is even crazier than you can even imagine. The craziest price is like, this is the lowest price that we do have from this. So basically, from just looking at this was just a rally of price continuation. So it's just like a impulse retracement. There were no clear lows, but I would say like also one of the other lows that we could also or consider. Let me just close the cells. Let me just close the buys, because I'm not really doing anything right there. This is just a mess, this one. It's a crazy mess, but right. So moving on, right? Moving on from just looking at the high time frame, which is 1 hour, right? So the only captured entries and stop losses, it means that we're looking at this price as being the first entry according to the trend line principle, and then your stops are exactly right there, which is 1,000 something, which I don't consider as a stop. I don't do like 1,000 stops. That's too much. That's like almost 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12. So that's basically 3 setups in one stop loss. So now the only not even stops, but the first target that you could possibly consider wouldn't even be this one. This wouldn't even be the first TP, but it would be your first consideration. This would be your first considered price, maybe to take out your first targets if then price confirms those sales. But from my side, I'm still just gonna check if whether the buys are not holding anymore or whatnot, we'll just see. But now, considering this won't be your first target to consider, but your first TP would have to be this one. If the sells hold, then that would be your first exit point. And then to take it even further, then if then price do what? If then price somehow gives you a breakout and a retest, or maybe a break below and a continuation, then you can take it to this, and then being your last price being that one. So basically they only have one, so you only have three solid lows, being this ones you can't even consider, so you only have one, and also this one you cannot consider it as well. It doesn't fall under the part of lows. It was just a retracement, or not even a retracement, it was just a correction, a continuation market, so you can't even consider this price. So you can only consider this low right here, you can consider this one, and the last one being this one. So you only have 1, 2, 3 as considered lows. I even see that price is actually also just failing to yes. So price somehow is just failing to buy at this point, but I'm just being dead honest, you know. There's so much to look at. There's so much to look at here on gold. From my point of view, it's quite a lot, you know, but maybe we will still have an outstanding prices. Maybe we will come back to them in the later future, or in the later, we don't know when, but it means that we now have a lot of prices that are untested. And for the fact that we have a lot of untested prices, and by the time the price actually, or rather, for the time price will come back to those areas, then it's going to be a serious mess. It is going to be a serious mess, you know, when price returns. So from my side, when price returns back to those untested areas, which are, when price comes back to these untested areas, which are this and this current high, that I highly just don't see it as a strong high. Well, higher time frames does confirm it's a solid proper high, but from my point of view, it doesn't also give me the agility to say that it is definitely a strong rejection high. No, I don't see that. Still see that as a weak high. Possibly price could also just have some smaller nyana Messi there, and, you know, give us some kick of new all-time high again. Then we can start looking for selling opportunities, maybe from the first week, or maybe the second week of October. Maybe we can definitely start looking at like long-term sales, because definitely high time frame, not even high time frames, we are pushing, or rather we are in a selling zone, like long-term selling zone. So that's what we are at currently on gold. We are in a zone of selling, but to be honest, in terms of like confirmations, from my point of view, still the same thing. That is the only prices. Sorry, that's the only areas that I'm looking at like strong sales. That's the only areas that I'm looking for strong sales. And as you can see right there as well, I'm about to sign my contract. Right now. You know, let me get down to it. I have to sign my contract right now, and you know, it's just too crazy. It's too crazy. Let me sign my contract, and then yes, I keep on yawning too much. Let me remove this screen. see me yawning too much. Let me just remove the screen. I'll put it back after yawning too much, because I yawn. Yeah, I'll return it. Let me just sign my contract, and then get down to it. So it's a funded account, by the way, so I have to sign the contract so that I can get the account to trade. So but if you do have any questions in the meantime, you can type something there in the comment section, and then I'll get down to it. I'll respond. Yeah, I understand. And I just got the email that I was waiting for. So, yeah. Let me get down to that email. Ish. Okay, we are thrilled to inform you that your contract is now ready. Signing. Congratulations on reaching the milestone. You can access your contract via dashboard. On the dashboard page, please log in your account and navigate the contract section and review and sign your contract. Once you have signed your contract, your funded account credential will generated shortly afterwards. You will receive them automatically via an email. If you have any further questions or assistance, you can. So for those who want to definitely get into the space of prop firms, then yeah, I guess the time will come, the time will come where you guys will be able to do the same thing, get your own contracts to go, and then get funded, start making money. Young Tom, start making money. Let's sign the contract. And then we can decide after signing the contract according to price. We can telling you. Let's get started. Let's sign the contract. Yo. I'm not gonna review like the whole contents of the whole of what it says in the contract, but I just have to read the contract fully for myself to understand what's really going on. So the service agreement is but let's be honest. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about gold? What is your perspective? I'm thinking we should just sell it. Like right now. Let me just wait. I'll just look at the charts afterwards. Let me just read this thing and then get down to it. This agreement is in. in consideration of the master into the matter described above and the mutual benefit obligations set forth in the agreement of the recipient, which consideration are hereby acknowledged that the client and the contract. No, when I'm reading contracts, it's not nice, eh? You need to understand what they say, because they can say something, you agree to it, and then later on you don't know what you sign. This is me include I gotta. Seems like there's a lot going on here. Like, I think that's one of the other things that people need to really understand is the part of the contracts and reading. Like, I think one of the other things that we don't really look into is what they really say on the contracts about what not to do and what to do, what to follow, what not to follow. Like, because I think it's easier for someone to just breach a funded account. So when I'm reading this, I realize, maybe that's one of the other things. Maybe here on YouTube they don't really review. I don't know if whether we are allowed to even talk about these things, so I'm not gonna also mention it. I'm just gonna keep quiet. But I guess by the time when you reach the part of really signing the contract, don't just get in and just sign and just quickly get into it. Make sure that you read things through and thoroughly. So the only things that I'm gonna take you through is I'll just search about the trading guideline. Those are the only things that we're gonna go through, and then but apart from the other things I'm not gonna mention. When you get your chance, when you pass your own funded challenge, you will read them. So I guess, yeah. Yes. That's crazy. This one, This one is crazy. Didn't know about it, but this one is crazy. It's honestly sick. I don't agree with it. But I guess it is what it is. But I don't agree with this one. But I guess that's part of the prop firm space, yeah. Honeta. Now I understand why, but it's okay. Yeah, we will talk about gold. Don't worry. Just give it some time. But I think the 1 hour time frame says something. Let me just finish up reading this contract there and get it done. Okay. Alright. But I think gold is selling right now. I think gold is selling, but as I am placing my signature. Right. We have signed the contract and we are done. Let the account come. We are going to gym now. We are going to gym. Let's give it 5 minutes. Let's give it 5 minutes. Maybe we can receive maybe we can receive the account. We can receive in a progress. Maybe 5 minutes or 30 minutes. But now let's get back to the chart. I'm not happy with gold. I'm not happy. Seems as if like it's just taking like the hourly time frame. At this point, it seems like it's just taking an hourly time frame going downwards. So this thing's of like 4 hours being 4 hours is neutral now. But it seems like we are going for a retracement, like way down there. As I did mention, our first target is to focus on if price then pushes to the downside. It's not going to be, this one becomes your first, right? This one becomes your first priority exit, and then maybe we can then later on then just focus at this one as our second. Not even, this is our first main priority exit, but this one will then become your first focus. If price reaches those areas, if there's any rejections, then you get out. But then it means that the main focus price would have to be this one from my point of view now, because I took a loss from those first buys. Tired. But yeah, that will be your first priority, right? This one. So 26, 13, 46. So that will be your first priority exit. First focus is this price, and then this one as your first priority exit. Focus, first priority. Price then breaks below, even pushes down, then it's good, because the chances of price also coming back to 2000 at 2600 02 is very high. But your first priority is this one. If it pushes past to this price, then we know that the chances of it just rejecting, possibly it can reject after it breaks below this point and just pushes upwards. It's possible, because it would have completed the task of cleaning out or sweeping out the first priority low, which would be this one. It would have done that job by sweeping out this low, and then if it just rejects maybe from this price and pushes upward, then it's fine. But then one thing for sure, if then it's a proper sell, then it means that your first priority would be this one, and then whatever happens next would have to just be it reacting to either this low, this low, or just maybe rejection on its own. Can reject from this point or reject from this point. Either ways, it would have then respected the first low. So yeah, seems like gold is definitely going for a long sell, and it's going to be a crazy sell. If it does that, it's going to be a crazy sell. going to be a crazy sell if it does that. It's going to be a crazy sell, but yeah, we'll just see how far or how long this one goes. If it comes exactly to this point, then we can start talking a different thing. I'm not gonna be exact about which prices to really like go for in terms of like last prices. I'm not gonna be too sure about that, so I'm just gonna leave everything as it is, and then from here I have accepted the loss, and then we move forward. Just move forward. Whatever happens below, it's okay. We're just gonna focus on 1 and 2, and then maybe if we utilize Fibonacci, because we are still expecting gold to push back up, right? We're not expecting gold to go down below anytime soon if possible, but I would say like if we also just take this whole entire movement, if we take this whole entire movement as a part of a movement within 2 major highs, then it would mean that you can focus on what you can still see that we are also it would mean that we are focusing on what it means we are just focusing on the 61.8 level draw, so meaning that that's the most a reasonable price to focus on based off retracements or anything. Then it means that this would be your first TP if possible, and then it also does make sense because it's just right below the last rejection point, which I just mentioned, to say that if there's any chance it can reach this price, which is the 50% area. If it reaches the 50% and reject, it's okay, because it would have completed the task of a trend line principle, right? It would have completed the task. And then to take it even further, if it even drops back and then clean out that area and touch the 61.8 level, still the same thing, would have completed the principle, the trend line principle, and then all we need is just price respecting the trend line principle. Whatever that happens, if it rejects after it respects the trend line principle, it's okay. That's all that we need. We don't need a lot. Yes. Whew. Damn. Shit, what's going on? But that will be the principle that we are looking at. That will be the principle that we are looking at. We are on. Just got the email now. Of the funded account. But you know what, guys? I'll go live in the next coming few minutes. I gotta give someone a call now. Right now. I'll definitely get back to you guys after some time. I'll go live. I'll stream again, but I gotta give someone a call and just make sure we will be back.